Welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. Hope you guys are having a good day.
My
And
eardrums.
oh, sorry if it was super loud to you, Xavier, but it's perfect for the people at home. Maybe I don't know. Uh, but it is time that we move on from the mythical creatures and to
Yeah.
end the season of Earth's mysteries and wonders. We're gonna go a little beyond Earth. We are going to talk about aliens,
So it's a little bit Earth's mysteries
extraterrestrials.
and wonders, huh?
It's the ending of Earth, potentially, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, we're gonna talk about aliens. Earlier this season, we did talk about Roswell and Area 51. But in case people didn't listen to that, before we dive into our first topic of aliens, which is abductions, I want to hear your guys' ideas on aliens. Are they real? Why and why not?
100% they're real.
Yeah, I think
You'd
they're
be
real.
way too closed-minded and you know, just closed off to think that they're not real. I mean, there's
Agreed.
no physical way that we're the only living life form out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
True.
possible way with how much space there is.
Facts.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree 100%. It definitely, I think they're out there. I think they're real. Uh, and my reason I think they're real is technology. Like it advanced
Mm-hmm.
so crazy from the industrial revolution to now. It just
Mm-hmm.
how everything advanced. Like it's impossible. Me and Alec were talking about like just like light. Like the fact like
Mm-hmm.
Alec was talking about that Tesla and uh wow, I just blanked.
You got this.
Thomas
You got
Edison.
this.
It's not Thomas Edison. Why did I say Thomas Edison? I went to college, folks. Who's the other guy? I'm really
You
blanking.
got this. You
Benjamin.
got this.
Benjamin Franklin. They both like discovered light and electricity at the exact same time and went in two different paths and essentially ended up in the same destination. It is
Mm-hmm.
wild, and like you got like pictures and videos. Like I told like This Is Us did a little episode where they looked into the dude who founded the algorithm for video chat essentially in the freaking 70s 80s, so before like when it was just like home videos was a thing. This dude
Right.
like found the algorithm to make talking on your phone through video, doing what we're doing right now on Discord, possible. That's wild. Where did that even come from? That idea that that's a possibility. Like cell phones weren't a thing. Like so to
Mm-hmm.
have that idea is wild. And I believe there has to be something that's pushing technology forward for their own reasons, and that's aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Mm-hmm.
and if
I
we,
honestly
yeah,
think I was just gonna say I honestly think it's really just a test to see where how far they can push our intelligence.
yeah, 100%.
To a
No,
degree, and some
That's
of it
fair.
is, like us find our findings, and others are little pushes and things like that when we have breakthroughs.
mm-hmm. So yeah, so some of the earliest things with aliens, obviously, we all know about UFOs. Like they're all over the place. New evidence is being released almost daily
Hmm.
now on UFOs from the government.
Especially
Uh,
nowadays, yeah.
some of the biggest things that has kind of went away. Like it became big in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then kind of just disappeared. That's alien abductions. Now, like I said, they really became famous and a point of conversation in the early 60s. I think the earliest recorded like notarization of abductions came in 198 or 1896. A colonel talked about him and a friend being harassed by three tall, slender humanoids whose bodies were covered with a fine, uh, downy hair who tried to kidnap them. So that was the earliest uh talk that's like in news or anything like that. What do you think about the first like I guess first description of aliens? Tall, slender humanoids who were shiny.
I think it's funny. I think
Yeah, I think
it's
it's a.
super funny, especially it was in the 1800s. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I, I
1896.
I definitely think it's suspect though, because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, think about how just like the human mind was during that time,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like not accepting one another.
Yeah.
Um, I could easily sum that up to a night out with the boys. You're out doing whatever, little tipsy, little whatever.
Gin
Um,
joints.
Yeah, and then you're just not accepting of other people, and that's how you feel. You know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was gonna say it's probably something like that, or they on some drug that hadn't been like fully
Mhm.
analyzed yet. That
Right.
today a hallucinogen that's probably illegal or something.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think that iteration of it was due to drugs slash alcohol slash even just Mad Hatter syndrome, maybe even.
Mm.
Imagine though walking home from like some military training with your general, and all of a sudden some aliens run up and are like, "Hey, yo, you're coming with us." And you just say no and walk away.
Right?
Like they don't think it's weird at all that these giant non-human things came up to them and were trying to kidnap them. They just fucking were like, "No, I don't think so," and they left.
I'm
Oh,
okay.
you want us to come
And
with
they're
you?
military, you
Not
know what I'm saying?
today.
That makes it like super unbelievable too. It's like they're military and they saw this shit back in early, I guess technically 1900, right?
Mhm.
And they're like, we're not gonna do anything about this. We'll just leave, you tall freaks.
Right?
And they just
Especially in 1896, like they're still probably carrying around swords at that point. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
Civil War, in the oh shit, I'm really looking dumb in this podcast so far because I don't know my dates. Like they're still rocking around with swords at that point. Like generals in World War One had swords still.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they probably had some kind of sword or dagger or knife on them that they could have defended themselves. So I think it was like a hallucination. Uh,
Well,
but
it's got to
yeah,
be right
yeah.
because, like, think about how hyped you would be as someone who's already in a decent position. If you could stumble upon something that's going to help your nation or anything like that, you know, you would take that opportunity right away. Why would you let that get away from you?
Or like even capture them. Like they try to come
That's
capture
what I
you,
mean.
you gonna
That's
turn
that's
around
what I
on
mean.
them. Yeah,
And that's like you have an opportunity to do something big, get a Medal of Honor. Like,
yeah.
uh,
So that's the earliest like document talking about aliens that at least this article mentions. But the earliest abduction claim apparently happened in the mid 1950s in Brazil.
Damn, so the aliens went on a different path this time and just go walk up and ask. They actually
They just came
fucking
and
did it.
took.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
and
mm,
apparently it didn't get
But
much notoriation. Like no
took
one
them.
talked about it.
I mean, hold on.
Mhm.
Are we sure they're super smart? Because it took them 50 years to figure out that they could just like snatch us up.
Just
You know what
grab.
I'm saying?
They don't have to
right.
ask. They don't have to be friendly.
They're like forget about the politeness, just snatch them.
What if that was like they came back I still believe aliens helped ancient Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they helped pyramids and stuff, and they probably came back during like the Great Wall and maybe some other just really weird advancements in humankind. And then they came back in 1896. Like humans were kind to us back in the day. They believed they worshipped us. So if we come and talk to them now, they'll probably just come with us. And these two drunk dudes probably pulled a sword on their ass. Was like, no, I ain't going anywhere with you. And probably threw a slur at them too. Like,
Yeah,
and,
Oh no.
and they were just
they
like,
were pretty tall. I bet they had an extra ligament.
it really hurt their feelings, and so they went home and told everybody about how they were disrespected. They ain't seen this guy anymore. And they were like, "Well, they about to find out now," and they just started abducting people in the 50s.
Boom.
Uh, but I guess the biggest case that started this whole abduction craze happened to Betty and Barney Hill. They
Hmm.
were abducted in 1961. It turned into a made-for-television movie with James Earl Jones, even.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Uh, and this case started the prototypical like theories around abductions. And there's actually apparently a 8-step process that coincides with everybody who claims to be abducted. There's been roughly 1,800 fully documented cases. But like the wildest estimates is about 5 to 6% of the population has been abducted,
Wow.
which is a lot. Like that's millions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, which yeah, I would 100% believe that.
Possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they want to know more about us, if they're trying to put certain people into, what if that's like these people who come up with crazy, like Tim Cook who came up with Apple, or like these people that are coming up with wild, ingenious things. What if they're like
Elon Musk.
taken Elon Musk? They're taken into a ship. They're programmed into these creatures of advanced science, advanced technology, without knowing it. Like that would one way to do it. Like no one would ever guess. Like they're not gonna say they're abducted, and the ones who say
Right.
they're abducted are the ones that like just mentally couldn't adapt for some reason.
Possible.
True.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You never know.
Mm-hmm. So they generally follow this sequence of events. The first one is capture. Obviously, they come and take you. And it is said the abductees are somehow rendered incapable of resisting. And taken to surrounded to a parent spacecraft. And it's said a lot of the people who are taken said that the days leading up to being captured, they have this overwhelming OCD like effect to go to a certain area. To the point where it drives them crazy, and like they have a ringing in their head and they just have to go to wherever this location is. Then the next sequence is examination and procedures. So the probing and testing and anal probing.
How do we know it's anal?
Yeah, and why did you say probing twice and a second time to make sure you got the anal there?
Just so people know that's a common thing to come out of it, is anal probing apparently is a thing, which makes no sense. There's other orifices they could go into. Just because people take temperature there doesn't mean aliens would do the same thing.
I'm sure they went and fucked around and poked some shit in the ear and accidentally killed one, or like, fuck.
They tried the belly button. That's a closed hole.
Let's not do this anymore. This is the safest hole.
After they're poked and prodded, apparently the next stage is conference. They talk to the aliens.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Imagine getting violated and they sit you down and was like, so how was your experience today?
Rate us on a scale of 1 to 10.
Can you rate us? Yeah.
Remember,
is that uncomfortable for you? Yeah, very. Okay. And how does that make you feel?
These questions will make you seem to be about aliens as a whole, but it's really just about me and my performance. So make sure when I ask you a specific question that you remember it's me and not the company as a whole. And if you've ever worked in a sales job, you know that all your surveys out to people is always the company instead of you individually, and then people give you bad ratings and you get written up.
Anyways, I noticed that you were looser than other humans back there. Do you do any activities down on Earth involving that hole? Like, we found it very interesting that it required very minimum effort to push in there.
Oh no.
Apparently,
honestly,
yeah. Go ahead.
In my thought process, like
I thought you were gonna say my experience.
Suspicious. My thought process whenever I think of abduction, I would just think of blood drawing and like actual like sampling. So like taking skin follicles, blood draw, so you can see chemical makeup of it. Taking hair samples, stuff like that.
Feces, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like I never thought of poking obviously for needles and stuff, but like the whole anal probing, like that makes no sense. Like they probably just have you like poop in a cup, or have some kind of thing that just takes out your poop and pee and your blood all at once.
Right.
Or they probably just have some kind of scan that tells them the whole thing. Anyways, like let's be honest, if they space travel, their medical skills are probably top notch.
Yeah.
Or they're absolutely terrible. Like, what if they focused on space travel and their medical skills are fucking...
Oh no! You look over and one was just dying in the corner, leaking blood.
Going back to the interview thing, what if they don't speak English either? Like, they sit you down and see you advanced enough to understand what what they're saying, or if you've opened your mind to other languages or some shit, right? And they're just like, blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. And they sit you there for 50 minutes just going, blah, 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 blah.
They talk fish. Boop.
Like, did you just bubble me, dog? Like, what?
No, yeah, that's. There's a lot of things like.
And then as you leave, one of them goes, "I fucking hate that guy in English." And it's like, hold on.
They just test you to see if you will try communicating with them. What would you do? Like, if you get abducted and they start trying to talk to you in different languages, would you like make random noise? You know how like people used to do for Africans, like the. Would you do some shit like that in the shuttle, or
Hell
would
no.
you just sit there quietly, like hope they say something in English?
Understand. I just,
yeah,
I
I
don't
would try to
understand.
be, like, gesture, because that's
English.
one thing that's
You
pretty
can speak
universal.
Spanish. Maybe I can figure this out a little bit.
Like, if you think about it, between languages on Earth, gestures is like a really easy way to still get your point across. So I think that would probably be your
Yeah, but what if
best
they only
bet.
have like 3 fingers and their gestures are a little weird, right?
But what if like even in
Imagine not knowing they have 3 fingers and one does like this, but it looks like a middle finger. You're just like, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying?
or in human
Yeah.
language, like in one culture, a thumbs up is like saying "fuck you" to someone. So you like give them a thumbs up, and they like take it as like it's a sign for genocide or war.
Like, fucking war. War. He declared war. This is the leader of the humans.
You also think, though, if they're that intelligent, they probably have been on Earth for a while already.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely have studied and, things like that.
Yeah, 100%. And then you're not going to be the first abductee, so at this point they probably seen it all, and they're now just trying to collect like I can't think of the
Meme
word.
samples.
Yeah,
Who has
basically.
the best memes?
Oh god, what if that feels their society is meme? And anyone that comes up with like a really good meme or is just a meme in general, like Elon Musk, they give the success to. You know what I'm saying?
It will explain why a lot of the most successful people are memes.
All right, man. I'm sorry for interrupting
No,
you.
the next stop on their list of things is a tour, apparently. So after they poke and prod you, they take you and they talk to you. They show you around their spaceship.
Dude, this just sounds like a one night stand that they're taking a little too serious. I'll be honest. It's like a Tinder date.
Even apparently, this is disputed by some researchers who consider this definition to be
How the fuck did you dispute it? I was there.
long-winded.
They didn't take you on a tour, nigga. Like you was walking fine. How do you dispute?
You're watching TV.
And people are like, instead of some scientists and researchers think instead of it's a tour, you're just being moved from one department to another on your journey of poking and prodding.
If they could just speak English, this would be cleared up.
If the signs, just HR.
Like they're walking, pointing at rooms as we're going, like just because he's trying to find the room that they're gonna put something else up my butt.
Like, is this room empty? This one empty? They're so advanced, but they don't have the system that we have at hospitals with the little flag up to let you know the room's full.
They got it.
The next one is loss of time. Obviously, people who get abducted, they're gone for like 24 to 48 hours, and they think they're only been gone for like 10 minutes. And then they're returned to Earth, sometimes in different locations, sometimes in the same. They usually go to the hospital because they have some kind of injury or something. A fascinating one is apparently on the return over the next like 24 to 48 hours, they experience a like profound sense of love or like a high similar to like ecstasy or some drug that just makes you feel really good.
Maybe probing ain't so bad.
And a lot of the research that's done on people who say they're abducted find that this feeling that they're talking about leads to Stockholm syndrome. And that's why you hear a lot of people who say they've been abducted, they try to go back to it or try to convince people that was real because they're kind of stuck on it. And then the final one is aftermath, coping with this thing that you believe is real and others refuse to believe, which leads to a lot of mental health care and scares. And see, that's the thing. Like, who's gonna believe you? Like, you're going to just be seen as a person who has some kind of mental disorder, and there's no way to prove it's real. Like, even if you came up with some kind of physical evidence, it will just be written off as not real.
Fake. Right.
True.
It's tough. It's definitely a tough situation. And I mean, I guess like I don't know. It's a matter of how you take it. Of course, you're gonna be scared as hell because everyone's gonna think you're an outcast, pretty much, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it's weird because I subscribe to the theory that if you get abducted, they like wipe your memory because they're still trying to hide most of their existence. Like, because if you're testing on humans to see if like whatever, if they've advanced enough or whatever, I feel like you don't want them to know that you're testing on them yet. So I don't know why you would like keep some in the know and then others not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like wiping the memory is just a better option in general.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to hide, which clearly they are. Like, to the most part, they are. Like, I think, like, at least this is my view on it. Like, if they're so advanced that they could come interstellar travel, drop down little spaceships into the atmosphere and fly around and see stuff, they're probably advanced enough not to be seen. So if they're being seen, it's because they want to be seen. Like, even we have the ability, like, planes and stuff, to not be seen on radar or to get caught on camera. So, like, obviously they have that same technology. But so if you guys somehow found this obsession to go to a point, and you ended up being captured, and after everything that happened to you and you came back down to Earth, would you talk about it, try to convince people, or live with it and be in secret?
I would live with it and be in secret, 100%. And I'll explain why in a second.
I was gonna say I'd talk about it with like you and Xavier and maybe like one friend, but mostly live in secret. Like it'd just be like me thing, but I'd be like, yeah, guys, I was missing for 2 days, and that was fucking crazy because I don't even drive. So like, you wonder where I went, right? Sure enough, they do the things. My ass kind of hurts. Still never recovered properly.
So I would live in secret because one, you don't want to draw heat, but two, I think once you experience something like that, if it does exist, you certainly are going to be scarred in a way where your eyes might be opened up to kind of a new reality.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so you might be able to kind of notice or see more things, and that can be like your fight. Make that your mission to expose the world.
I agree. I probably would. Like, I would be in secret. Like, I would tell few trusted people. But yeah, my whole life at that point would be dedicated to finding these motherfuckers and exposing them. Just so I'm not right. Oh, you want to abduct me? Nah, not today, buddy. I mean, actually, obviously today, but not again. I'm going to be the abductor. I got one skill set, and that skill set is going to be set on finding you. Man, I can't speak.
True.
God,
it's okay, man. It's okay. We know.
But yeah, like we said, I think they definitely want to live in the shadow because of the possible alien invasion that is coming our way, which will be the next episode that we're going to talk about, is the invasion that's coming after all these abductions. They've learned everything that they've wanted to learn, and so now comes the invasion part of this.
Alien invasion that's coming our way. That's coming after after all these fucking invasions. Holy shit!
They have one chance,
one opportunity
to get everything they've ever wanted.
You know what's gonna be really fucked when I'll save it. I'll save it. But I'm just saying we're pretty much fucked.
Oh okay? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think so. You wanna know why?
I mean, they're going.
We're such a fear-driven society. Like, if back to the conversation about how you said aliens assisted us. Why would they come and try to hurt us? I think that they're looking to see
resources.
Well, but they're looking to see, is our intelligence enough to, be an addition to the universe?
Oh,
yeah, or a threat even.
I'm
I'm
gonna be honest. I must not argue back or say anything because this definitely is for the next podcast.
Right.
This is a little taste, but there's things, there's reasons.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, there's not.
100%.
I'll fight you.
End this one, and we're gonna start the next one right away. I'm not playing. And this one, we're gonna start the next way. Shout out to all the people that said they got abducted, and remember, I'm sorry about your buttholes.
I like how you looked around like the government was coming to snatch you for shouting out these people.
How do we know they ain't just sitting here listening? They're like, they're getting a little too close. They're getting a little too close to the truth. One of them says the keyword, we're nuking them.
Well, when nuke, they just come and abduct. What do you mean? That was the whole premise.
God, Alek, learn.
Sorry, yeah, they're abducting. They'll nuke next episode. My bad.
But thank you.
What if everyone in the government is an alien?
Well, that is a theory.
Oh, I know.
Jesus Christ.
Now, thank you guys very much for tuning in to another episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. We have a few more episodes in our Earth's Mysteries and Wonders season, so we hope you guys enjoyed the season. We started a brand new podcast called Hypothetically Sound Presents Nerd Shit, where we talk about nerdy shit, anime, books, TV, movies. The first episode dropped pretty recently, so go to spnerdshit.podbean.com to listen to that first episode, or go to our Twitter page or YouTube. It's all at the same places as always, guys. You know the drill at this point. I repeat it every single time. So thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. We are very close to hitting our 1,000 listens goal for our 1 year. So we're excited for that. Thank you guys.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate everything. Until next time. Not you, Alek. Okay. Until next time. Deuces.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.